Alright guys, what's up? So, over the holiday weekend, I had my robot lawnmower stolen. Now his name is Boris, at least that's what I called him, but Boris was an original mammotion Luba 1000 all-wheel drive. Boris was a great machine, made my lawn look amazing. The worst part of all of it is that the person who stole Boris can't even use him. So he's likely going to end up in a trash can, or the person's going to try to pawn it and realize that they can't get anything for it. That being said, this mic is right in my face, so let me lower that. That being said, I am, as of today, starting a journey to make Boris 2.0, which will later be named. I've ordered a new mammotion Luba 2 all-wheel drive, but I am making it my mission to essentially replace him and get a different robot lawnmower, but also track it. That way, if it does get stolen, I not only have the method of onboard tracking, which the previous model did not have, but I also have additional options. So the first option that I'm going with for tracking my new Luba 2 is actually a Samsung Smart Tag. And as you can see here, the Samsung Smart Tag, I went with the Smart Tag 2. The Smart Tag 2 winds up being just a pretty good option. It's bigger than your Apple AirTag, but I also think it's better. But I'm also going to do a little bit of experimentation with this too. So this particular tag, I've told my wife, so don't think she doesn't know this, but I am going to put this in her car. And what I want to know is, does this do the same thing that an Apple AirTag does? Will this actually end up notifying her that she's, being tracked with a smart tag or something like that, like Apple does? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. And the whole reason I want to do that is because if someone gets a hold of my new lawnmower, I've already ordered 4 of these. So I'm going to go ahead and test it with my wife to see if it tells her that she's being followed. And if it doesn't, well then, this is a valid option. And not only this is going to be this isn't going to be the only thing that I use. I'm going to save these other 3 tags to track other things that could potentially just get stolen from my property. But I'm not going to allow that to happen if I can handle it. Most of my things stay locked up, but people here in my hometown of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, seem to think that it's okay to steal things from people's front yards, and that's pretty much the only place I can store this because that's the yard that it mows. And unfortunately, there's no good fencing solution for my mammotion Luba at this point in time. Some people have smart fences where the robot mower will drive up, and then a spot in the fence will open, and then the mower will drive through, and then the spot in the fence will close. That way, it's secured within their backyard, out of sight, out of mind. Unfortunately, what happened with Boris was Thursday night he was mowing. I have him set to mow at night because I live on a really busy street, so I figured if he was mowing at night, then we wouldn't have to worry about everything, with people driving by. Sometimes if it's a little slick, he'll fall off the curb into the busy street, and I don't want it to get hit by a car because it's very expensive to fix/replace, but it's also more noticeable at night because the lights are on it. So anyway, I know that's another setting I could change, but I digress. I'm moving away from that. The new mammotion that I am buying is the mammotion Luba 2 all-wheel drive 3000HX. And that has actually 4G on board, so it'll call you if it goes missing. If it gets picked up and taken off the property, it'll call you. It also has GPS enabled. So as long as GPS is enabled, and then we've also got the 4G, we should be set. But I want more than just the onboard features, because if I have just the onboard features, if for some reason the new mower gets powered off, which most people are going to power it off if it has a GPS tracker on it, I have backups, That way I can actually do this. So my first experiment is going to be to take this and stick it in my wife's car when she's not around. Like I said, I did tell her I was going to do it. And then I'm going to check back with her after a few days and ask her if she noticed that I had put this in her car. So, I mean, typically she's not in her glove box. She's not doing a whole bunch of other things. So this would be a really good test to make sure that that's actually going to work the way I want it to. Because I don't want someone to steal my lawnmower and then get notified that they're being tracked. So I guess that's what Apple does if you put an AirTag on something, which kind of eliminates the purpose of having an AirTag. Just saying. I get the safety aspect of it, but I also, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So anyway, I do have Samsung phones, which is why this works. It's tied to the Samsung ecosystem. I don't have an Android specific one. There are some Android specific ones. Like if you wanted to have a Pixel, you could use Pebblebee. But Google doesn't have a smart tag just yet. So we're going with the Smart Things 2. And we're going to see how it shakes out. So, stay tuned for more. I'll probably post some more information on what's going to happen. And I'll probably, just show you guys the tracking on my wife's car just so that you have an idea of what's going on. I'm not going to post her exact location or anything like that because she's my wife and I want her to be safe. But wanted to kind of show you that it does work properly. So anyway, that's it for now. I'll be back soon with more updates for you. All right, guys, so here at my wife's car, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get this tracker put somewhere. And there's a lot of crap in the glove box here. So we'll just go ahead and slide it in there, close it up, and check back soon. What is up, guys? So back here, it's another day. I know it looks like the same day, but my desk is remarkably cleaner, and that should really be the marker for you. I wanted to kind of talk a little bit more about the Samsung Smart Tag because I've been using it now for a few days to try to just get an idea of how accurate it is, if it notifies anyone, if they're being followed or tracked, or if anyone's nearby. And overall, I would say that is not the case. It doesn't seem to notify anyone like an AirTag does. However, it's really pretty cool. I've been able to follow my wife's movements. Again, guys, she knows about this, so it's no big deal. But I've been able to follow her movements over the last several days with just her typical work stuff when she runs to the store. And now I'm not getting these updates in real time, mind you, because it's not like that with a smart tag. It's more or less if it's been there a while, you'll see it, But for example, yesterday, I can see all of her movements. Today was a day for work that she tends to run around and do different things across town. And so what I'm going to show you guys here is just a screenshot of some of the history of where she's been. And I'm not going to show you the actual addresses. I'm actually going to blur that out because I don't feel like that's appropriate. But you get kind of an idea of areas that my wife has been around town. And I'll just show you kind of the map without location names and things like that, because just to show you that there's a variety of places, and it does track, and it tracks pretty well for the most part, I would say. So I'm pretty confident that, unless somebody's going to be driving around town constantly with my robot mower, this is a really good option. Because even if the robot mower is turned off, it's important to have a method of tracking your asset. It's no different than if you have a company car and someone steals your company car. You want to know where that car's going. You want a GPS location on that vehicle. So that's what this is for. That's the whole point. So essentially, I think this is going to work. This is going to be one of two methods. I am going to pick another one. And I do think that my next option is going to be what's called the Pebblebee. And you may or may not have heard of the Pebblebee. I'll throw a picture up here in post editing just so you can see what it looks like. And I'll do another tracking with that too, just to see how that functions. But I believe those come in 3 packs and they're actually rechargeable, which is, while it's kind of cool, it's sort of annoying too, because it lends to the idea that maybe it doesn't last as long as, say, the Samsung Smart Tag 2 does, but we'll see. So anyway, I just wanted to pop in, give you this quick update, and then kind of move on from there. Just to say, robot mower comes tomorrow, so as soon as that arrives, I'll basically be unboxing that, kind of showing you what's inside, and why I want to put. You'll begin to understand once you see the investment that I put into it, why I want to make sure that it's tracked and why my next one doesn't get stolen. So anyway, that's it for now. I'm not going to end it because we're not ending this. This is a continuous video I'm assembling over a period of a week. So keep watching. All right, guys. So we're back here again because what I really want to show you is actually something that I'm kind of excited about because, you know, I can't just buy one thing. I have to buy a few. Because if I'm going to do this GPS tracking thing correctly, I need to be able to actually, you know, have more than one device that I can track, right? So I can't just go out and buy, you know, Samsung Smart Tags and hope for the best that those are going to work exactly as I want them to. I want fail-safes. So because we're tracking a robot mower, it's a high value asset for me. It's $2,600. You know, it's not like you just have that money laying around to go blow on a robot mower every day. At least not while keeping your family in check and your wife happy. You know, I would like to share with you guys the other two devices that I am considering purchasing, and I might just pull the trigger on those today, so I can share with you what I'm thinking. But here we go. So the first one of those devices is the Chipolo. Now, the Chipolo Pop works with Android Find My Device or Google Find My Device, excuse me, as well as Apple, but you can't actually hook both up at the same time. And that's the kicker. So you have to have just one of these hooked up. It hooks up to either Apple or Android. It won't hook up to both systems simultaneously. So what these do basically is they hook up to like the Google Find My Device network or the Apple Find My Device network, and it ends up working out. Now, because I want this in a reasonable time frame, I don't want to have to wait till Friday. Today is Wednesday. I know it's only 2-day shipping, but I'm impatient, right? So this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and order this Chipolo today. It's $29. So it's not nearly as good of a deal as I got on these Samsung Smart Tags. I think I could probably even show you, like, I'll go to my orders, and if you go down to my Samsung Smart Tags, it was like $62 for 4 of them, which is crazy. But anyway, the Chipolo Pop is just another one of those little devices. This one comes with a CR2032 battery as well, just like the Samsung Smart Tag does. However, the other one that you see in my cart here is called a Pebble Bee. Okay, now the Pebble Bee is different in that it's rechargeable, but it also has a little LED light with it. And that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. If you're going to leave your Pebble Bee in an obvious position, you don't really want that. You know, you don't really want the green light on the bottom, at least if you're trying to track things. Reason being is just because if someone sees the green light, they're just going to rip it off and throw it away. Right now, I'm planning on putting a couple of these internal to my robot mower. So I will find you if you take it. So don't challenge me because I will find you. If you're watching this and you're seeing this as an invitation to come steal my robot mower, don't. Anyway, regardless of what I put in it, I'm not going to show you guys where I end up putting it. I'm just going to go ahead and put them in, put the devices where I want them. So anyway, these are the two other trackers that I'm going to try out. So, and the reason I want to try 3 of them is because I think that the Google My Device, the Find My Device on Google, is going to end up being overall a little bit better in terms of being able to track things, but I don't know because I have no experience with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place the order on these guys and get this delivered for tomorrow. Both items will come tomorrow. One will come overnight and the other will just come, at a different time. So Don't look at my payment method. I gotta change that. I'm gonna blur it out in post anyway, but still. Oh, I have reward points. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Do it. Okay. We'll go ahead and just place the order there. So these are free, effectively, because I'm using my Capital One points. Woo. So anyway, that's that. Those are the trackers I wanted to show you. I think these are going to I think they're going to end up being a pretty good buy. One way or another, I want to test out 3. And the 3 big ones, since I don't have Apple products, I'm not going to invest in, an Apple ecosystem product. I'm not going to go buy AirTags and put them in this. That's silly. But I have Samsung, and Samsung is Android, and it's also Samsung. So the Smart Tag 2 is adequate and does pretty good. But I want to try Chipolo and Pebble Bee as well. So all in all, I'm hoping this works out for the best. And I think this is probably where I'm going to end this video, just because I actually want to show you guys the mower when it does come in, because the new mower is actually something I'm pretty excited about. The old one was super cool too. But the new one has some pretty neat features. Like I told you, it has 4G. It also has GPS enabled on it. I purchased some stickers to stick on it that say this unit is GPS enabled, so don't steal it, or warning, basically. And then also the new mower has AI built into it, so you kind of drop it on the lawn and it'll map out the yard, and it will figure out how to mow safely on its own and just get your yard mowed. So I'm excited to try that, mostly because I had to manually set up the boundaries and stuff last time. So we'll probably shoot for Friday for a video on that, or at least for me to take the video early next week for upload, just because you never know where things are going to actually end up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this. If I have any further things I want to talk to you guys about, I'll just probably toss it onto the end of this video, because these GPS trackers might end up being interesting, but I don't know, that I'm going to stick them in my wife's car and have her drive around and test accuracy or anything like that. So I'll probably do something like that on my own, just to see if it works in my own vehicle. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, I'll reach back out a little bit later with that video on the new mower. It's due in tomorrow, but tomorrow is also date night, so I am not going to be focused on my new mower. I'm going to be focused on my wife. Have a great day, everybody. Also, please like and subscribe. I know this is the outro, but do it anyway.